Hello everybody, welcome back to Boomerangs by Vic. Today we are doing a non-boomerang related video. And what I have here is a PlayStation 4 Slim. And I just bought this used off of somebody. And I want to show how to clean it. I've already plugged it in to make sure that it is functioning, and it does. But I noticed a lot of these vents, which I think you can see, are very dirty along the edge of the PS4. So this has been sucking in dust for quite some time. So you have these grids along the edge, along the front. There's a spot right here. And along the opposite side, you can see there's a lot. And the other thing is this thing actually smells like cigarette smoke. So you can see the dust itself is actually brown from cigarette smoke. And also you have ports in the back. The back, I think, is where the air blows out from the fan, and the fan is actually sucking in on all the other sides. So a lot of people say just to brush this out. I don't recommend doing that. I think it's best to hook up a vacuum cleaner to a brush. A smaller brush would be nice, but this will work. That way there you're not pushing dust back down inside of it. You want to get the dust out. So after I clean these up, which I'm going to do with my vacuum, I'll show you how it looks after. I'm going to pop the top off, and we're going to take a look at the internal fan and see how dirty that is, and I'll show you how to pop the top off. Okay, so to take this apart, you're going to see the front. And what you're basically going to do is you're going to put your fingers under here, and in the middle. And along the sides here, there are clips. So you're going to start right here, and you're going to pop this up. Okay, over here. Do the same in the middle. And then you're going to work your way along through here and do the same on the sides. Okay, and it just pops up. And then once it's all popped, you're going to slide it back like I just did. Okay, and the cover will come right off. And as you can see, this is one spot where air was pulling in that we just cleaned, and it's still stuck all on the top here. So I'm going to vac that up with my vacuum cleaner as well. So now we have the top off. We're going to take a look at the internal fan. Okay, this is where all the hard work is being done. And you can see there's still dust all along in here, all along the fan grid. So sometimes if you look in it doesn't look that bad, you can actually suck the dust out of here. But mine's pretty dirty, so I'm actually going to take this all apart. Plus I want to take it apart because of the cigarette smoke. As soon as you turn this on, the smell of cigarette actually gets pumped out of this machine. So I'm going to try to clean it up as best I can. This is going to be a gift for my daughter at Christmas, so she doesn't need that smell lurking in her room. Nothing against people that smoke cigarettes, but if you're a non-smoker, it can be kind of irritant. So let me take this cover off. I think I see a screw here, here. We get a little plate, I think, that'll just flip up. There's another one here, and I think that's about it. And we'll take that cover off and we'll show you the next step. Okay, so I did run into a little bit of an issue here. I removed all the screws that I could see, and I don't think I actually had to take this part off, but I did anyways. I'm just showing you what I've done so far. And something else I did to make it easier for you, so you know where all the screws go after you're done. Try to line them up like I've done here. Okay, I've lined these all up in the places that they go. So if you start here, this is your furthest corner, and then here. Okay, so then you know how to put all the screws back in. Now, what I ran into for an issue is apparently they didn't want me to get into this to clean it, because what they've done is everywhere there is supposed to be a screw, like here, they've melted just a piece of plastic over. So there's probably a plastic stem that came up through and they just melted it over. So I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know if you can see this one up here. 7 and 8. I'm going to grind these all off with my Dremel tool, because I really do need to get in there and clean those, and this is what I'm going to use for my Dremel. I'll show you on one, and then I'll skip on the rest so you don't have to watch all that. Let's do this one in the middle, after this one. Okay, so basically all I did was grind the stem off right down to the metal. I'm going to do that to all the rest, and this should come right off. I'll show you. Okay, so I grinded them all off. Now we're going to try to lift this up off, and hopefully it'll come right off. Try to get the camera so you can see it better. Hey, look at that. Okay, so awesome. So I didn't actually, let's take a look at the bottom of it. You can see it's actually very dusty all along this grid right there. And let's see where else we can see a lot of dust. So in reality, I did not have to move this, I don't think. I did loosen it, and I lifted this plate up maybe 1/4 of an inch, but I don't think I had to in order to do this part. So anyway, this is what we're going to clean right now, and I can see noticeably where all the dust has collected. Right in here, especially, we're going to hit that with the vacuum cleaner. And right here, all of these fan blades are covered in dust, so we're just going to clean all that up, and in just a second I'll show you what it looks like after. So yeah, so basically the smell that I'm getting is all of this cigarette dust. If I get that cleaned out real good, the smell should stop. So we'll show you what it looks like after I clean it. Okay, so I have it all vacuumed out. I did the best I could. As you can see, the dust is now gone from, I want to call this a heat sink. Along here, all that dust is gone. In the fins, I did use a Q-tip down in between all the blades to get in as far as I could, and then sucked all that dust out after. Okay, so you do actually have to take all these screws out that it showed. I did have to grind all those spots off too, because this does need to be lifted like 1/4 inch, just a little bit, so that you can get this plate back in, because it does slide underneath there just ever so much to be put back in, which I'm doing right now. Underneath this little lip. Okay, that's up where it needs to be. Let's put this back on in its spot. Okay, now it's going to sit right in there, and then all you can do is push this back down. You're going to put this back on. Okay, like I said, line your screws up off to the side, put all your screws back in. Okay, so you're probably all wondering, wait Vic, what are you going to do about all those stems you grinded off? Well, I'm going to use a hot glue gun, and I'm going to just put a small dab everywhere that I grinded that off, because you got to remember, we do still have screws that are holding this plate in. We have this one, and this one right here. So these are just going to be extra support with the hot glue. So just a small dab. Okay, keep it low profile so that you can put your cover on without having any disturbances. Your cover goes back on, which I still need to clean mine the same way. You find the front, set it on, slide it ahead, and then push it back down to click it back together. So that's about it, folks. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me down in the comments. And I did notice in other people's videos, and I don't know when PlayStation changed this, but everywhere I had to grind them plastic tabs off, there were screws at one time, so I don't know when that got changed, either before or after. But either way, I hope this video helped, and I hope you have a clean PlayStation after you watch this video. Okay, thanks guys.